Let's get started with the outside of the camera. At the top you have your on-off button, the shutter button, the zoom lever, which you can pull to zoom in or closer to your subject, and push to zoom out or further away from the subject. Here you have the camera's mode dial. Between the auto and the movie mode are your automated modes, including the scene mode, which allows you to choose from a list of different scenes to optimize the camera. And up here, between C2 and program, you have your creative modes, which allow you more control over camera functions. This is your exposure compensation dial, which is used in the program, shutter priority, or aperture priority modes to increase or decrease the brightness of your image. Here is the camera's hot shoe, which you can place a larger, more professional flash on the camera. And here is the built-in flash. If you move the flash locking switch over, you can see that the flash is not very big. This flash is really good for maybe about 10 feet. I recommend using the flash when you want to eliminate some of the shadows on your subject's face, but in order to illuminate the subject does have to be pretty close to the camera. This is the camera's speaker, and down here you have the tripod mount and the battery door. If you push the battery door over, the battery is located right in here. It's a nice lithium-ion battery. And if you move the brown locking mechanism over, the battery will just pop out, and you can pull it out the rest of the way. To remove the SD memory card, just push it in and it'll unlock and pop out, and you can pull it out. And to push it in, just press it in all the way until you hear a click, and then release. It'll stay in that way. Then you can close the door. On the back of the camera, you have the viewfinder, a couple LEDs which indicate whether the flash is going to fire or whether the camera thinks the flash should fire, and another one for the focus point, if the camera found a focus point or did not. The playback button is located right here. Notice the playback button is in blue, and all the blue icons in the back of the camera, as well as right here, are for the playback mode. So for example, here's your trash can icon in blue. When you're in the playback mode, the button close to the trash can icon is delete. This is the camera's movie record button. In almost every mode that the mode dial is set to, you can press this button to start recording a movie. In here, you can connect the camera's remote control, the USB cable to download the images to the computer, and an HDMI port down here in order to connect the camera to your TV so you can see the images on a big screen. Now let's go ahead and check out the menu. I'll go ahead and turn the camera on and then press the main menu button right here to access the main menu. You can use the control dial right here to move up and down the menu, and you can either use the left and right navigation buttons to set the menu item that's highlighted, or if the tab is selected, you can move between the different tabs. Now here's a little trick. If you're down in the middle of the menu, you can also use the zoom lever to move to the next tab. That way you don't have to use the control dial to move all the way back up to the top of the tab. Press the menu button to escape the main menu, and you can press the function button, or the button right here in the center, to access the function menu. The function menu gives you access to the most relevant functions available in any specific mode. So for example, if I turn the mode dial to the program mode, then press the function button, you can see that I have available the white balance. I have the dynamic range correction right here, and as I keep going down, I have access to many different functions in the program mode. If I turn this to the auto mode and then press the function button, you can see that I really just have access to these few functions here. Once a function is highlighted, you can use the control dial to move between the options within that function. Press the set button or the function button again to escape the function menu with that selection. Besides the menu and function buttons in the back, you have the flash function, ISO function, macro and manual focus, as well as the display function right here. These are also navigation buttons, up, down, right, and left. And down here you have the metering mode button, the focus point selection button, and the exposure lock button right here. To take a quick and dirty picture, I don't recommend using the auto mode, but the program mode instead. So I'll turn the mode dial to the program mode. Make sure all the functions are set to automatic. So ISO, for example, should be automatic. You can access the ISO function here. Press the ISO or up navigation button and use the control dial to move the orange dash around until you get to automatic. Then press set. Press the function button to access the white balance function right up here. Make sure this too is set to automatic. Again, you can use the control dial to move around. Set that to automatic and press set. Again, this is very quick and dirty. Frame the subject the way you want it to be in your image. Place the focusing square over the subject. Press the shutter button halfway to lock focus. Now, reposition the camera to reframe it the way you wanted, and then press the shutter button the rest of the way to take the shot.